You heard James in the hake news, not the fake news, but the hake news, talking about my friend Walter Williams. And Walter Williams expired on Wednesday morning after teaching his final class at George Mason University on Tuesday. He was 84 years old. Long life, 84 years old. That's according to the National Review. Now, I met Walter Williams about 20 years ago, maybe longer, when I first started my nonprofit organization, Bond. And, it sounded like he didn't retire if he died Tuesday after a class he had taught at 84 years old. Not surprised. Men doing Walter Williams type of men were men. Boys were boys and men were men. So if he died a day after he had taught a class, that's amazing. But I met him and he became a member. I don't know if he contacted me, was hearing about me, or I contacted him. It's been so long. But he became, it was with this, it was over 20-some years because the organization, my nonprofit Bond, the Brotherhood Organization of a New Destiny, and we are rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. And we became friends. He liked what I was doing, and he eventually became a board member. He's still a board member of my nonprofit Bond. And at one of our celebrations, I don't know if it was the 10th or 20th celebration of Bond, he was our primary speaker. And at that time, I was still growing, and Walter Williams got up and gave an amazing talk. And I think it may have been around the 10th anniversary of Bond, if I remember correctly, because I forget I'm black and I'm slow. And, it probably was the 10th one, I believe, because Pat Boone spoke at the 20th anniversary of Bond. And I think Dennis Prager spoke at the 10th one, and maybe Walter Williams spoke at the 20th anniversary of Bond, and the 15th anniversary celebration, and Pat Boone at the 20th, some kind of way like that. But Walter Williams gave him a powerful talk, honest, talking about his wife and how she is and how he deal with her. She's dead too. She dead. And but it was an amazing talk. He was a 10th anniversary. Thank you, Ernest. My PR guy said it was the 10th anniversary. And Walter and I became good friends, and we would talk, and once in a while I would have him on my radio show. But he was just upfront. He didn't hold back, but he was of love. And the black liberals hated him because he was a black conservative. He loved America. He didn't blame America. And he would call the blacks out when they were wrong because he loved them. He loved his neighbor. And so I will miss him. May his soul rest in peace. America lost an amazing man, a man of God, a man of courage, a man of love. And they just don't make him like that anymore. Donald Trump is totally that way as well. The great white hope. He tells the truth. He speaks up. It doesn't matter what color you are. And he deals with the issues of life. So Walter Williams, may your soul rest in peace, and you will be missed. And thank you for serving on the board of my nonprofit for so long. He was a big help and amazing. And I was fortunate to have him as a board member. I couldn't even believe it. And when he came to speak at our anniversary, it was mind-blowing. I was like, what the? I didn't grow up thinking one day I would get to know Walter Williams, and Walter Williams will be on our board. And I remember he used to guest host Rush Limbaugh's show a lot. And I used to listen because I thought he was amazing. So Walter was on the Jesse Lee Peterson show, my show back in 2013. And he was exposing the epidemic of cheating epidemic of cheating teachers down in Georgia. And we have a clip of that. It's about 4 or so minutes, but it is so good. And my producer put it together. And I was surprised by this. I didn't know this until this morning. I'm like, thank you, Nick. That's amazing. And so Nick put together a clip of the soundbite of Walter Williams on my show back in 2013, exposing the cheating teachers in Georgia. Here it is. I have with me Professor Walter Williams, the John M. Olin Distinguished Professor of Economics at George Mason University. Professor Williams wrote a very, very, very interesting article, and I want to talk to him about that this morning. Dishonest educators. Very, 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 very interesting. In his article, Professor Williams brings up the Atlanta cheating scandal that broke almost 2 years ago, which revealed that hundreds of Atlanta public school teachers and principals had changed answers on state tests for 10 long years.
A scathing 800-page report revealed that in the vast majority of Atlanta public schools, teachers and principals cheated on standardized testing, in many cases erasing and correcting wrong answers to pad test results. Among the findings, evidence of cheating in 44 of 56 schools targeted by investigators. The cheating was widespread and organized, fueled by a culture of fear, intimidation, and retaliation. In all, investigators say 178 teachers and principals in the school system cheated.
178 of them should be lined up right now, marching in shame. I believe that this is the worst travesty that could ever happen, where teachers, administrators, and even superintendents of schools, and including board members, have all been a part of a cover-up.
Professor, that's amazing to me. In your article, you write that one teacher told a colleague, I had to give your kids, your students, the answer because they were dumb as hell.
Yeah, right. And the cheating itself that went on in Atlanta and other places as well, not just Atlanta. That is bad enough. But I think even worse than that, and black parents do not know this at all. Black kid who manages to graduate from high school anyway in the first place has the academic proficiency when he graduates from high school of the average white kid who is in the 7th or 8th grade.
You know, I remember when the story first broke, there were some parents who knew about it, but they were okay with it. Yes.
The cheating goes beyond that. The Atlanta Journal-Constitution reported on a new cheating scandal, and that is teachers were hiring ringers to go take the test for them.
You know, when I read this last night preparing for the show, it saddened me about this because it appears that this country doesn't require much of black Americans.
But look, Jesse. Look, now, yeah, I think you have to kind of step back a little bit. That is, if any, let's say particularly a white person demands that black people live up to the same standards of white people, he'll be condemned as a racist. Yeah. Washington, Memphis, Atlanta, Baltimore, New Orleans, and Cleveland, where blacks have been mayors of these cities, yeah. Blacks are superintendent of schools of these cities, and blacks are chief executive. No, I'm sorry, they're chief of police of these cities. But these are the cities under which they're the most horrible conditions.
The media really hasn't done much with it, as they did with Lance Armstrong. Why is Lance Armstrong's cheating more important than these teachers and principals?
It's easy to talk about Lance Armstrong by the media and criticize him because he's white. But if they they'll lose their standing if they point out all this cheating and despicable cheating done by black people. And then also it's a sensitive issue that white people cannot handle. And matter of fact, for white people, what I have on my website is called a gift. and you can just click it. It's on the upper right-hand side, and it's a certificate of amnesty and pardon that I have granted to all Americans of European ancestry, and for both their own grievances and those of their forebears against my people. And the reason why I've granted this certificate of amnesty and pardon to white people is so they stop feeling guilty and stop acting like damn fools.
I love it.
Because a lot of things that white people do, they wouldn't begin to tolerate it from other white people, but they tolerate it from black people, and the reason why is that they feel guilty.
Amazing. In remembrance of Walter Williams, a George Mason University professor, a friend, a member of my board member, and a man that loved what was right and loved the country and loved the people, but he was hated by a lot of black people and the liberal media because they will not put forth black men and women who stand up for the truth. They're not into the race hustling thing. And so Walter Williams was not as known as Louis Farrakhan or Jesse Jackson, the evil black people. Al Sharpton, Maxine Waters, the Wicked Witch of the West, because they don't want blacks to be free. They don't want black people to know that you are an adult, you are a human being, you can do and be whatever you want in America. And they don't want white people to speak out against that as well. And Lance Armstrong at the time was a white cyclist that was found to be cheating by using steroids. They made that a big deal. But with the blacks stealing and cheating, no big deal. And that's what's happening in Georgia today. I guarantee you, and I don't have all the proof yet, but I truly believe that somewhere in the darkest night, a candle glows. I believe. You ever heard that?
No.
Every time I hear a newborn baby cry, I believe. You never heard that?
No.
What the? I believe the reason that the media and a lot of these lawyers and courts are not revealing how deep the stealing of this election has happened is because blacks are behind it. It's the blacks who are encouraging it and doing it, and they don't want to be called racist. They don't want to be called black voter suppression people. And so if we were white people done this amount of stealing, it would be all over everywhere. But because the blacks were hired to do it, because whenever you want to do wrong, you hire black. But if you want to do right, you hire white. I guarantee you, in Georgia on my mind, the blacks are behind the stealing. They are too happy to serve in evil because Satan is their daddy. And the white liberals and others use the blacks for personal gain because they know, too, that whenever you want to do wrong, you want to burn down, you want to lie, steal, cheat, beat up white people, affirmative action reparations, just call upon the blacks. They will do it. They know it, and the blacks will lie and do it and feel good about it, all in the name of Jesus. In the name, in the blood. It's in the blood. Blacks' purpose on earth today is for destruction, not to build. Prove me wrong. So may your soul rest in peace, Walter Williams. You will be missed. But I appreciate the love you gave to America. And he gave the white folks a way out. He said, y'all free. Y'all don't have to be afraid of the blacks. Walter Williams, 84 years old, will be missed. A good man, a man of God. A man of God, and a man that loved America. And it was a perfect example for all people, and especially black people. Amazing. And don't forget to like, follow, tweet, subscribe, and share the Jesse Lee Peterson radio show, folks. We really appreciate it. We are at war. It is a spiritual battle for the soul of America. And it's going to take all of us to do it.